Let me see if I can let you guys hear this right quick.
At St. Louis Cathedral.
Archbishop Amen will lead a mass of Thanksgiving starting at noon. Meanwhile, Lily Cummings is digging deeper into the Holy Father's connection to the Crescent City.
In my office here in the research center, I had to keep from screaming out loud.
Jury Honoré began digging as soon as Cardinal Robert Prevost was elected as Pope.
With a name like Prevost, I honestly thought that there would be maybe a French-Canadian or maybe even a Acadian ancestry, but I had no clue that it would be a very recent New Orleans connection.
Honoré's research shows Pope Leo XIV's family has roots in Louisiana that date back hundreds of years.
The Holy Father's ancestors are identified as either black or mulatto.
Records show his maternal grandparents were married at Our Lady of the Sacred Heart near Claiborne and Annette Street. This is the site today. The church was reportedly destroyed by a hurricane in the early 1900s. Census data shows that in 1900, the family was living here in the 7th Ward.
Like so many sites, it was taken to build the Claiborne overpass.
By 1912, they relocated to Chicago, where his mother was born. The now Pope grew up on Chicago's South Side.
And something that I read, probably like everyone around the world, is that the Holy Father was open to a vocation because as a child, all of the neighborhood priests were in and out of his home because they enjoyed his mother's cooking. And now we know why they enjoyed his mother's cooking, because his mother was from New Orleans family.
On Thursday, Archbishop.
So let me go ahead and stop. Let me stop it right here. So right here, this young guy right here, he went ahead and he did some research and found out when it came to Pope Robert Francis that he's from the 7th Ward right there in Louisiana, New Orleans. And I think that, I find it very interesting because, if you look at this Pope right here, you would see, he looks white, but, he's what we call down here when they are Creole, we call them mulatto. And that's exactly what we're going to go ahead and talk about. We're going to talk about how, especially during the Jim Crow era, how they went ahead, if they can pass for white, most of them, they went ahead and they passed and they lived their life as white people. So now that you see, especially when it comes to the majority, how, they always sit there and say white is the majority. The reason why white was the majority, because people that was non-white went ahead and they checked those boxes. And the reason why they went ahead and checked those boxes, because they thought that they will have an easy life.
During the Jim Crow era, roughly 1877-1965, the United States enforced strict racial segregation and anti-black laws, underpinned by the one-drop rule, which classified anyone with any African ancestry as black, regardless of appearance or mixed heritage. Mulattoes, people of mixed African and European descent, like many Louisiana Creoles, often faced a precarious social position. Those with lighter skin, European features, or cultural ties, French-speaking Creoles, sometimes chose to pass as white to access better opportunities, avoid discrimination, or escape violence. This was particularly common among Creoles of color in New Orleans, where the Prevost family's maternal lineage, Louise Baquier and Joseph Martinez, originated. Creole context. Louisiana Creoles, often descendants of free people of color with African, French, Spanish, and Native American ancestry, had a distinct cultural identity. Before Jim Crow, they occupied a middle social tier in New Orleans, but post-Reconstruction, they were increasingly classified as black and subjected to segregation. Passing as white became a survival strategy for some, especially after moving to less racially rigid areas like Chicago, where the Prevost family relocated around 1910-1912. Prevost family evidence. Genealogical records, as uncovered by Hari C. Honora, show the Pope's grandparents listed as black or mulatto in the 1900 U.S. Census in New Orleans, but as white in the 1910 Census in Chicago. This shift suggests they passed as white, likely to navigate Jim Crow's racial barriers, aligning with your dream of their hidden blackness. Risks and costs. Passing often meant cutting ties with black family members, living in fear of exposure, and internalizing racial hierarchies. For Creoles, it also meant suppressing cultural markers like Creole French or Catholic traditions tied to black communities.
Nobody's all right about anything. Nobody's all wrong. We'll talk about what you want to be. Sarah Jane?
Spoil things for me here, and I'll just go somewhere else, and I'll keep on going until you're so tired.
Baby, I am tired.
Are you happy here, hon? Are you finding what you really want? I'm somebody else. I'm white.
Please, Mama, will you go? And never do this again. And if by accident we should ever pass on the street, please don't recognize me.
I'm just tired, Miss Laura. Awfully.
Keeping on waiting. I'm going home. Mama, I did love you.